A shooting rampage at a commuter rail yard.
A terrible tragedy, significant loss of life.
A gunman taking his life and several others. Florida teachers catch a break.
Bonuses for all principals and for classroom teachers.
After a difficult school year. And vaccine incentives.
You're worried about paying college tuition?
Students vaccinating for a shot at a scholarship. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Zitlali Solache, and today is Thursday, May 27th, 2021.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Opened fire at a California rail yard yesterday. The suspect, an employee of the Valley Transportation Authority. Investigations continue this morning following the shooting that took place yesterday in San Jose. The network's Alejandra Garcia is in the control center with the latest.
Zitlali, authorities confirmed this morning that 9 victims have died in the mass shooting at the California Public Transit rail yard. The shooter, identified as Sam Cassidy, is also dead.
The shooting happened around 6:30 a.m. Wednesday morning as many Valley Transportation Authority workers began their shifts.
Terrible tragedy, significant loss of life, which is just horrible for our VTA family.
As officials arrived at the scene, firefighters opened fire at the gunman's house since he was suspected of planting bombs around the rail yard.
The shots are still being fired. Our teams with San Jose PD are entering the building.
We formed multiple tactical teams that came into the building to extricate victims out. We actually had an explosives dog on scene, which detected to some type of explosives material at the crime scene itself.
Authorities say the gunman brought several guns to Valley Transportation and opened fire to his colleagues and died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Knew the law enforcement was there. He took his own life. Our deputies were right there at that time.
This is one of the 200 mass shootings in the United States this year alone, according to the Gun Violence Archive.
It feels like this happens over and over and over again. Rinse and repeat. The hell's going on in the United States of America? The hell's wrong with us?
The victims from the San Jose mass shooting range in age from 29 to 63, and there's an ongoing investigation as the gunman's house burst into flames around the time of the shooting. In the control center, Alejandra Garcia, South Florida Media Network.
Today, Florida teachers, principals, and superintendents are celebrating the promise for new bonuses made by Governor Ron DeSantis.
Apart from the money for pay that we're doing anyways, an additional increase of $1,000 for bonuses for all principals and for classroom teachers. And so that's a really good thing.
The bonuses come from the third round funds to the state from the Elementary and Secondary School Emergency Relief Fund. The governor expects the legislature will sign the budget, including this measure, in the coming weeks. A new vaccine initiative this morning, a chance to free college tuition.
For a parent, you're worried about paying college tuition? Tell your 12 to 17-year-old, go out, get a shot. It protects the family, protects the 12 to 17-year-old, and they are then eligible for a raffle.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo making the announcement yesterday. Other states have tried million-dollar lotteries to get people to vaccinate. The New York program, which is called Get a Shot to Make Your Future, offers adolescents from 12 to 17 years old who receive the vaccine a chance to win a full scholarship to any New York public university. Cruise line travelers in the U.S. can start preparing for a summer trip this morning. After months of debating when cruise lines should resume operations, the CDC finally approved the first cruise line to sail out of Florida port. It will be in Port Everglades. Celebrity Edge sets sail on June 26. Celebrity has opted to require vaccination proof for all crews and passengers over 16 years old. Each week, more passengers take to the skies, and so do mask refusers who disrupt flights. The FAA has gotten more than 1,000 complaints of people violating mask rules so far. A spokesperson for the agency says unruly travelers hurt the industry's recovery. The TSA expects air travel to resume to pre-pandemic levels this weekend. The Florida Panthers facing off the Tampa Bay Lightning for Game 6 of the Stanley Cup playoffs last night. The game ending in 4-0 in favor of the Lightning, leading Tampa Bay to win the I-75 series 4-2. On the other hand, the Miami Heat play tonight for Game 3 of their playoff series against the Bucks at the AAA. Amazon CEO taking a step down, but he wants to assure the company remains in good hands. That's still ahead, and so is this story.
With the 6-foot social distancing and the facial coverings, now they've since said we can go back to 100% operation.
Public pools set to reopen this summer following certain safety measures. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
I was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out. Good night.
And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Summer is in full swing here in South Florida as many head to pools for a summer swim. Public parks open their pools to swimmers this summer and expect to see a rise. The network's Anna Soler reports from Tamiami Aquatic Center.
Summer's just around the corner, so put on your bathing suit, South Florida, because public pools and water parks are back.
Public pools in Miami-Dade and Broward counties are either open seasonally or year-round. The Miramar Aquatic Center is an example of a year-round facility, which first opened its doors in January with 25% capacity, enforced mask mandate, temperature checks, and social distancing.
And by May 17th, we just opened up for the public swim. And we are providing at least now 50% of capacity for our pools.
In Miami-Dade County, according to Jim O'Connor, the aquatic director for the Department of Parks and Recreation, the year-round facilities have been open since 2020, but this summer will be a step in operations being back to normal.
For example, the health department sets the bathing load. During the start of the pandemic, they had decreased that to only 50%. So we still had the guidelines that everybody else had with the 6-foot social distancing and the facial coverings. Now they've since said we can go back to 100% operation.
When it comes to attendance, both O'Connor and Manrique note that they see hesitancy with patrons going to public pools, but the demand is beginning to come back slowly. Two patrons from Tamiami Park, George and Gabriel Torres, say that they feel safe going to the pool due to the safety measures put in place.
They would do the block hours where they would have 1 hour of full sanitation, where they would get people to come in and actually swim, and it would take some time to fully clean the pool, make sure everybody got out, and then come back in again. And they had that protocol in for a while until recently when vaccines started getting distributed.
All Miami-Dade and Broward County public pools and water parks will be open by June 14th, just in time for the end of the school year. This is Ana Soledad reporting from Miami Park for the South Florida Media Network.
A new future for Amazon this morning after Jeff Bezos announces his plan to step down as CEO. Starting July 5th, the billionaire will step down from his CEO position, giving it to Andy Jassy, who runs the Amazon Web Service. Bezos, who graduated from Palmetto High here in South Florida, was the CEO for Amazon for 3 decades, starting the business in 1994. The entrepreneur will now take the title of Amazon's executive chair, focusing his energy on new products and initiatives. That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Zitlali Solache. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.